Alright, today we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be going over some gameplay I had getting into GM2. And for this game, we had only two strategists, me being Rocket, and then we had Mantis. Mantis played very well in this match, I can't lie. She outdid me in almost everything except heals. But in a matter of staying consistently on objective, I did outperform, I feel. I was really I was really going head to head and comparing her with my performance. So that's when you know you have a really good strategist, really good fellow strategist on your team. As for the other team, they end up banning Cloak and Dagger and Luna. So essentially, they're banning two strategists we're not using, but they'll eventually need for the end of the game. They completely fuck themselves. Luna always gets banned, and in this case, they banned her themselves. Bad idea on them. I'm going to show you why. They end up having three strategists, still lose, still get folded with Rocket and Mantis. On a side note, this gameplay will be hardly edited, maybe a few cuts just to save time, but that's it. I don't want the video to run on for too long. It's already a 20-minute match. I don't want to make it longer than it needs to be. I'm going to try and be brief, concise, and tell you what I'm thinking in game or what I could have been doing better. So with that, let's get into it. Okay, so we're starting on offense, and I can already see we have two divers, that being Black Panther and Spider-Man. Now, I have to take this into account with putting my BRB beacon closer to the front line. If I put it any farther back, there's only so much 50 meters can stretch, and it won't work. So ultimately, it would be a worthless piece of shit. But anyways, our team is completely wiping the floor with the other team, and it's not looking pretty. It's looking pretty ugly for them. I've actually never seen a team like this and Grandmaster get cooked faster than Minute Rice. It's a catastrophe, and I honestly pity the enemy team at this point. Furthering my thought process, I'm trying to look at where my next beacon will be, and I've already kind of decided it's going to be a little forward in that little nook to the right, because I know after a grand performance that just happened before our eyes, one of our teammates is going to get a little cocky, overstep their boundaries, and that ended up being Spider-Man. So I quickly threw down my beacon a little forward but behind cover so he can return to the fight safely without being beamed. But you also want to put it in a spot where your teammate can return pretty fast and recover into the fight. I'm staying back because I know they have their ults and the enemy team's losing pretty bad. They're going to be using him pretty desperately, and it's best just to stay back and not be careless. I know that Penny's going to be really dead here in a second. Yep. I'm not going to heal because Mantis already has that with her ult. I already used my ult. It was just to accelerate the process of them getting fucking destroyed. Trying to beam that Strange. At the same time, I'm trying to heal because I don't want him to get like a lucky pick off of one of our DPS. Now would be a great time to go back to objective because we need to push that shit. It goes fastest when it has 3 people on it. 3 or more, but you only need that 3. I get my beacon back. I'm kind of looking at it, thinking whether I should place it somewhere a little, less visible. But I end up just giving up on it, seeing as how they only have a Penny on point. Yeah, that Penny's getting absolutely beamed. I woke it from its sleep because I needed it to be destroyed as fast as possible. I know I put my Mantis kind of in danger. Didn't let her really recover that much. But the sooner we were getting that Penny off, the better. And yeah, you can see we're steamrolling because the enemy team is just completely staggered and uncoordinated. They don't know what to do. I try and place my beacon right there, but it doesn't. I guess it can't extend because there's a surface over it. I don't know. Weird shit. So I placed it over there, got my ult. Trying to get my team to get a pick here. Because once we get a pick, they'll fall like dominoes. Yep, and there it is. There's one pick. Our Drew ults. Yep. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm trying to contribute as much damage so we can kill them faster, and that way they'll be completely out of the way. Yeah, our Groot is really impressed with everyone's performance. He's walling everyone off, saying, "Oh my." And we take the first round very efficiently. The enemy team only has 3 limbs, and we're heading into the next round. I place down my beacon here in a bit. Yep, right there. I'm spreading armor packs, getting one for myself, spreading them like candy from a candy bowl. But most of all, I want that sweet, juicy Snickers bar, which is right there. Delicious. A blue armor packet that gives me 1 jump up. Now, this can be valuable in a sense to where I'm trying to make an escape, or I can get to a vantage point and better heal my teammates from up afar. Now I'm just really fucking bored and spamming my team up with Groot. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I must have been shit bored. A fight finally breaks out, and I'm sitting in the back healing, kind of measuring out and eyeballing the fight as it goes, whether I should push or not. You're gonna see I have trouble with my beacon. Yeah, I put it down too late, but I probably wouldn't have caught him anyways. I'm not familiar with the distance for some reason. Yeah, our Spidey is just right there off. That's got to be like barely off from 50 meters. Again, 50 meters can only stretch so far, and I'm realizing, damn, I should have put that shit a little closer. But as luck would have it, I did catch Groot, which will give us some time on objective, as he is a tank. He's meant for stalling and creating space. I'm trying to get rid of that Strange, because he also does that. But the biggest threat here, in my opinion, would be Magic. I start realizing this later. I should have been aiming more for Magic. They ult here, kind of saving their team. It's not the best ult, but it does get them out of a pickle there. It would have been a better ult if they pushed up and were on objective. It would have been a harder fight. But because of that, we waste them here with our Mantis ult, and my ult does jack shit pretty much because I didn't put it up as far. I didn't think we were gonna go all the way down fuck alley. I didn't predict that. I have my BRB right there just in case someone was unlucky and got picked. No one got picked. I'm gonna move it back. And here, yeah, we learned that we were gonna put it somewhere else, somewhere a little closer, because my team is really out there. So I put my team up with Bucky down, and my BRB is just tucked in a corner, pretty near where they would die. Yeah, right there. And he's hidden, ready to enter the fight. Yeah, it was our Groot that got rezzed, which is lucky. Honestly, I feel better knowing that our Groot is getting rezzed rather than our DPS. Groot has a lot more health, so in a sense I'm kind of healing more if it's someone bulkier, or if I get a BRB res on strategist, I'm essentially giving our heals another chance. Here I dive and die. It looks stupid, but I just wanted some time. I just wanted to delay them a bit, because you never know when your tank could enter at any given moment and further stall them. So maybe that 4 seconds could have been the bridge between a further extension. But unlucky for our tank, their Strange ulted, which honestly I feel like they didn't need the ult. I think he wasted that ult. I think it was a pretty shit ult, and we're lucky that he felt forced to do that. So we're pressing objective. I'm putting down my ult, and it does feed a little. Yeah, I'm resulting 1 pick from it. Thanks, Groot. And our Spider-Man ult shifts the tide of the fight. Trying to heal, push the objective back, because no one else is doing it. You gotta really focus on objective while your team is going ham and cheese, and that's kind of my role. I'm playing strictly objective and healing right now. I realized that my BRB was too far back, and I go ahead and replace it, catching our DPS, which pretty decent pull, better than nothing. We're getting jumped here in the back, so that forces our Mantis to ult, which decent ult, I'll say, pretty decent. Not the best, but it leaves us vulnerable to invisible womans. Yep, and there she goes. There she goes. For that reason alone, I just knew I had to stay back. Lucky for me, Rocket has extremely lengthy range when it comes to healing. This Strange tries to dive on me for some stupid reason. He has no mobility, and he knows full well that I'm Rocket with crazy mobility. So I'm able to make it back into the fight pretty easy. We're winning, and then we get ulted by Doctor Strange. It's terrible. We lose that fight. I get killed by Magic. I'm really upset about it. I'm learning that Magic is the biggest threat on their team by now. She's killed me a couple times already, if not then several. It's terrible. I catch our Groot, and I'm really hoping that Groot will make a difference in stalling. But I think we were too staggered. I blast off into objective, healing, doing whatever I can. I threw that team up ability down. I didn't do jack shit. I don't know what I expected, but all I know now is that we have to regroup. We need to stop being staggered. I'm worried for Mantis. Mantis needs to make a retreat. You're going to see that she almost dies, and I play a beacon here, kind of anticipating that she would, but funny enough, she survives with Spider-Man. And now that we're kind of grouped up, our team is getting ready to... Yeah, our team is getting very ready to push. For some reason, the enemy team got cocky and overextended, which left them a little staggered on the battlefield. Yeah, we completely destroy them here. There's just no contest. There's no need for me to do any damage. I get to pick and choose when I do damage and when I just go straight healing. This kind of emphasizes that as strategist, most of your skill comes from your decision making, game sense, and judgment. Because I could easily go in there guns a-blazing, but boom, what happens if I get picked on accident? Like, it'd be super easy. I'm squishy. I'm not a tank. I'm not DPS. I shouldn't be doing that. I need to stay back right now. Obviously, we just need some heals. I just need to keep topping off my team, pushing the objective back to their side. If we were lacking in DPS and maybe we're at a standstill, maybe I could flank around or push up a little further just to deal a little more damage, because Rocket isn't a sniper. You're going to have to get up close, like maybe 15 meters at the farthest. Yeah, you see me peppering some damage. I try and escape that Strange ult, but it reaches so far to me for some reason. And he's consistently ulted on me, like, what was that, 2 or 3 times? I'm getting sick of it. I'm going to start anticipating when he ults, how he's going to ult, because it seems like he just walks right in and then ults. No one stuns him, nothing, so I'm realizing I can't rely on my teammates to sleep him or anything when he ults, which would be the ideal. We have Mantis, but she doesn't sleep him at all. So you're going to see that I changed my playstyle here a bit. I'm trying to buy some time. Obviously doesn't work, but it was a last-ditch effort just to save us some seconds for the next round. Not that it looks like we need it, but you really never know. I mean, anything can happen in a game, so every second really counted. You can see our Black Panther desperately went for an ult and didn't get jack shit. I'm starting to catch up to our Mantis in terms of assists and elims. Here, I'm starting to quiver in my boots because we have 3 DPS that are strictly melee-based divers. Now, don't get me wrong, they're good characters. I just don't think they would be so great on defense, especially because all of them are melee. We don't have anyone that shoots projectiles or nothing. It's really worrying. I guess they were trying to combat their triple support and the Strange with the Wolverine, but I don't know. But we still need someone to like shoot, you know? And I guess they thought that Mantis and Rocket can pick up the speed when it comes to projectiles and shooting. So I'm trying to really wrap my head around the fact that we need to adapt to how they're changing their characters, because I guess they want to get up close and personal. I gotta worry a bit about magic diving on me. It's gonna be a little bit of a hell, but I already know how they're gonna try and approach me at this point, especially Strange. Magic, I still don't have a big grasp on. So back to the gameplay. I get one res off, and it's pretty huge, honestly. It definitely gives us a bit of an edge, because they think that we're down a person, but they seem to forget that I have a beacon up that they never fucking destroy. Now, they get cocky with thinking it's a 5v6, and then they start to push in, and then they get ambushed from the left side, because that's where my newly res teammate comes from. Mantis scares the living shit out of me. I use my blue piece of fucking candy to get out. I put down my beacon, hoping my teammates will do something with it. I'm trying to heal, assist, put some damage in. I was able to deal a good bit on their Mantis, but it's just ultimately not enough to cover the lack of DPS. Everyone dies. The fight's over. We need to regroup. It's not looking pretty, especially because we just needed to defend for a minute, but we couldn't do that because we had 3 players go DPS on melee based characters. I was just kind of in awe about it. It didn't make sense why Grandmaster players would be making these decisions to go and play these heroes. It didn't make sense. So I'm getting dived on by Magic, but I narrowly escape with a dash to Wolverine, hoping he'd be my personal bodyguard. He goes and leaves me. I'm panicking a bit with my beacon, because that magic is heavy on me. I don't want her to destroy it. She's on me again like white on rice. It's crazy. I dash. You can always leave divers in the dust, kind of ignore them and continue healing your teammates, but it can only take you so far, because I know they're going to actively pursue me later still. It's like a temporary fix, and in this case the temporary fix definitely paid off for a permanent one. I'm still in this. Magic finally gets me, but she wasted all that time distracted on focusing me. She got tunnel visioned and got ultimately destroyed and didn't help their team at all. It was orchestrated so beautifully. So chef's kiss. Can't get any better Rocket plays than that. Transitioning into the next round, the final round that will determine the whole game. I was kind of realizing that maybe my team went those characters because they saw that they had triple support, and maybe they were just gonna show them hell by having 3 divers on them. I'm not too sure what the best solution is at this point. Y'all can tell me in the comments below if their move to change characters was valid. But for some reason they changed back into players I can team up with, being Punisher and Bucky, which finally it made things a lot easier. You're gonna see we struggle way less with these characters, and who would have fucking thought, with my infinite ammo and their shooting, that we'd breeze right through them. Like, not me. It couldn't have been me. We have 4 minutes and 1 second on the clock, and I'm fairly confident that we're gonna win. I'm gonna place our ult to see if we can get a little more oomph to their damage, and put down my infinite ammo to help our Punisher as well as our Bucky. Now you're gonna see a string of alts, and I want you to like really pay attention to what happens. So we got two of our teammates picked. I got my Bucky back. I would have preferred Groot to come back to create some space for us, but beggars can't be choosers. Our Mantis gets countered with a Invisible Woman ult, which I found hilarious. Oh my god, I couldn't believe it. Like, what the fuck is happening? I'm just trying to keep everyone alive here. Wolverine was able to hit an insane ult, but honestly, I didn't expect this Mantis to cocoon back and ult. You don't see these moves very often at all because you hardly ever see an Adam Warlock in Grandmaster. So this was something I didn't expect, but the play was short-lived, and now their team is completely staggered, although I did hear a Doctor Strange portal, and usually when they portal in, they're trying to get an ult off, and I read them like a book and stood back. Now I have to work on dealing with this ulted magic and healing my teammates at the same time. My ult just ran out, so there's no more damage boost. I'm kind of a bit in some trouble because I know she's going to come for me again, and I don't have that damage boost. But luckily I was able to hit all of my shots, get the support of Groot, and take magic down. By this time, it's pretty clear who the winner is going to be of this match, and it is us, thankfully. The game is about over, but before you go, if you made it this far, I just want to set the record straight that it was a 2v3 in terms of strategists, and I was playing Rocket. It can work, and this is solid proof that it can work. Sure, they didn't have Luna or Cloak and Dagger, but they did have an Invisible Woman, Mantis, and Adam Warlock, which is 3 strategists last time I checked. So I'm gonna need that Rocket hate to shut the fuck up. Thanks for watching. Grandmaster 2, bitch. See ya.